Okay, so first we're going to make sure that everything is in order. We have x, y, z constant, x, y, z constant, x, no y, z constant. So we're going to make sure that right here we put in a 0 for our y. So our first row, we've got a 1 for the x, 1 for the y, 1 for the z, and then dot, 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 a 9. Second row, 1 for the x, 1 for the y, 1 for the z, dot, 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 3. And then last row, 5 for the x, 0 for the y, super important, -2 for the z, dot, 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 -1. And remember, it's important to keep them in rows and columns. So now that I've got my matrix down, I've got a 3 by 4. And remember, you're going to show me all of that work on your homework. So now that I've got my matrix, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my calculator here. And I'm going to go to my matrix menu. So I've got second and then the little inverse button. Okay, and then I'm going to input a new one. So I'm going to go to edit. And I'm going to go ahead and edit this first one. So I still have a 3 by 4. And remember, you can just type over these. So you've got 1, 1, 1, 9. Make sure that you're being careful. 1, 1, 1, 3. And then 5, 0, -2, -1. Always make sure you press enter after that last one too. So make sure they are correct, okay? You're not going to get any decimals for answers, so if you get a decimal, that probably means that you did something funky or there's a special situation going on. All right, so we look at this, and I see I've got them all correct. So now I'm going to get out of this by pressing second and quit. Now I'm going to do some math, okay? So I've got to go back to my matrix menu, so second, inverse button, and this time I'm going to go to the math menu, and just FYI, if you want to get there a little bit faster, sometimes you can go up, well, instead of going down. So you're going to find B, which is the RREF, press enter, and then we had matrix A, so I want to go ahead and put matrix A right here. So I go back to my matrix menu, and I choose matrix A, press enter. So, okay, as we can see here, we have something funky going on. So, notice I don't have zeros like I normally do. So if you look at this right here, normally you have a 0 here, and you have a 0 here, and then you usually have a 1 here, right? We don't have any of that. So you don't have that diagonal line of 1s right here with 0s and 0s. So this tells me, okay, something's up. I have something a little funky going on. So look at this. If this whole row is 0, 0, 0, and then a 1, I want you to think about that. That means that 0 equals 1. Well, that's not true. Okay, 0 can't equal 1. So any time that you get this bottom row, okay, let's say none of this looks even remotely correct. You don't have your zeros, blah, blah, blah. You don't have that diagonal row of 1s. Then you're going to look at here and go, okay, I've got 0 and then equals 1. That's a no. So this will be no solution. Okay, let's see if I can get back to my screen. All right, so this would be no solution. So you can either write no solution or you can put a 0 with a slash. I'll take either of those. Okay, so this is only when that bottom row, okay, after you've looked, you go, oh crap, I don't have a 1, a 0, 0, a 0, 1, 0, and a 0, 0, 1. You have to have that. If it's not there, then you're going to look at that bottom row and say, okay, I've got 0, 0, 0. So 0 equals 1. Not true. So that is no solution. Okay. All right, so let's look at this next one. We've got XYZ constant, XYZ constant, XYZ constant. So I'm ready to make my matrix. I have a 1, a 1, a 2, dot, 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 10, a negative 1, a 2, a 1, dot, 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 5, a negative 1, a 4, a 3, and a dot, 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 15. There's my matrix, and this is a 3 by 4. So same process. Grab your calculator. I'm going to go to my matrix menu, and I'm going to choose Edit. I still have a 3 by 4, and then I put my numbers in 1, 1, 2, 10, negative 1, 2, 1, 5, and then negative 1, 4, 3, 15. So now that we've got everything in, you're going to check, make sure you put them in properly. Then we're going to back out of this, so second mode to get back to our regular screen. And then I'm going to go through my process again. So matrix menu, going to do the math now. And I'm going to arrow up. It's a little faster. So I'm going to go to B, which is RREF. Press enter. And then I have to put matrix A in there. So back to the matrix menu. Matrix A, enter, enter. Okay, so let's look at this again because we don't have a row of diagonals. I should have a 1, a 1, a 1, and I don't. Okay, I also don't have a 0 here or here. So this tells me I have a special situation. So I look at the bottom row. So on the bottom row, I see 0, 0, 0. So 0 equals, and then on the right side, 0. That is true. Okay, so again, I'm looking, I don't see a row of diagonal 1s, and I don't have the 0, the 0, the 0. I have them here, but I don't have them here. So that means special situation. I'm looking at that bottom row right there. I see that 0 equals 0. So if that makes a true statement, all right, then you're going to put in infinitely many solutions. All right? So those are your two special cases that we did not get to go over yesterday. So when you have something funky going on, look for your diagonal row of 1s. If you don't have them, then you need to look at that last row. If you got 0, 0, 0, and then a 1, that does not equal. If you have a 0, 0, 0, 0, it does equal, so infinitely many. Okay? Okay, last one, XYZ constant, XYZ constant, XYZ constant. So I have a 1, 4, negative 1, dot, 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 negative 7, 2, negative 1, 2, dot, 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 15, and then negative 3, 1, negative 3, dot, 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 negative 22. Put your brackets. This is a 3 by 4. And now you're ready to put into your calculator. All right, so I go to second matrix. I'm going to go over to edit. I still have a 3 by 4. So I have a 1, 4, negative 1, negative 7. 2, negative 1, 2, 15. Negative 3, 1, negative 3, negative 22. All right, once you get those on there, check, make sure that they are all correct. Second mode, that quits that screen, then we're going to go through the process again. So second, inverse button, matrix menu. We're going to go to Math, and then go find the RREF. At this point, you should be getting pretty fast at that. So you got the RREF, then you need matrix A, so back to the matrix menu, pick A, enter, enter. All right, so I have that diagonal row of ones with 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's what I'm looking for, right? This means I have a normal answer. So 2 is my X, -1 is my Y, and 5 is my Z. So 2, -1, 5 in that order. So my ordered triples.